Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Well, today is the last week for Sunshine on My Mind from Fort Worth Fabric Studios. So hopefully you've downloaded your pattern and we can put this all together. So grab all your blocks from your previous weeks. Today we're going to make one additional block and then we're going to put this table runner together. I can't wait to see it all put together. I've seen the picture and it looks really, really cute. So let's get started. Okay, so we've made the lemon squared blocks, we've made the sour star blocks, and now we're going to make the sweet star block. So you're going to have 4 of these background squares. That's going to be your corner pieces, so we're going to put those aside for now. You should have 2 of these print pieces that are the same size. Those are going to be the center of our block. I'm going to set that aside for now as well. And then you're going to have 4 sets of these green, so 8 altogether, and 4 of the rectangles to make our flying geese. So let's go ahead and make our flying geese first. So draw a line on the back of your pieces, corner to corner first. And then we'll stitch these up. And I'm going to trim this away. And then we're going to give this guy a press. Grab my pressing mat. There we go. All right, now we're going to set that aside and we're going to add this one on the opposite side. Again, stitching corner to corner. You guys should be flying geese pros by now. All these beautiful stars. Okay. And then we're going to trim that away 1/4 inch. And give this guy a press. All right. So you're going to want to make 4 of these guys. So I've got my other ones over here already made. All right. So I'm going to set those aside, set our corners aside. And you're going to grab your 2 prints, the lemons and the yellow roses. And you're going to put those right sides together, and we're going to do the 4 at a time method of half square triangles, which we did in one of the other blocks. So you're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way around the outside of these squares, with the right sides touching each other. I hope you all have a great start to your week. Been very cloudy here where I live. Gray, kind of a chance of rain, or if not rain, every single day for a few days. So sewing this lemon fabric definitely puts me in a better mood because it's so sunny. I love it. And I'm so excited that we are nearly finished with this, and we're going to have this beautiful table runner. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this thing apart corner to corner. So I'm going to start this direction, and then we're going to cut it the other direction as well to get our 4 half square triangles. If you have a rotating cutting mat, now is probably a good time to use it rather than trying to turn your fabric. It's probably what I should have done, but mine is packed away for an upcoming retreat. So, all right. Now, it doesn't matter which fabric you press these to, just press them all to the same color. So I think I'll press mine towards the roses. And then we're going to trim these down too. Whoops. We're going to trim these down after we press them. Or if you have a ruler where you cut them first, like the Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmer, you can cut them now and then press them and you'll be ready to go. Allergy season here in Ohio. My head's a mess kind of, and having a little bit of trouble breathing today, so bear with me here. All right. Grab this. Okay. All right, there we go. So now that those are all pressed, I'm going to give these a trim. And we are going to trim these down to 3.5 inches square. So I'm just putting my 45-degree diagonal line right on the sew line and trimming a bit off of each side. I like that. It's a perfect square. So we're going to do that for all 4. And then we're going to sew together the center of this block, which is going to look like a pinwheel. Okay, one more. All right, there we go. Got all 4. So, close my rotary cutter so I don't hurt myself. So I'm going to lay these out. So a good rule of thumb for a pinwheel is whatever color you start with here, you can keep stacking it that way and just turn it. And then the next one, turn it. And the next one, turn it. And you should see a pinwheel. All right, so I'm going to sew these together. And then after we sew these together, we're going to join our star legs. And then we're going to take these squares and put them on the other side of the remaining star legs to become the top and bottom row. All right, so let's get to it. And you can nest those seams if you pressed everything towards one of the colors to make sure that your pinwheels line up perfectly. And unless you're somebody who likes to press open, you can press one way and one the other way. So we put them together. They'll sit together. They'll sit flatter. Take your time to line up those seams on these. You can pin if you like. Okay. So those are going to go opposite directions. So I'm going to stop with that right now because I need to press that, and I'm going to go ahead and add the squares to the ends of these 2 flying geese. Just to save some time, so we're not going back and forth to the pressing station. I like to do as many components as possible before I stop to press. There's that one. I am finger pressing all of this. It just helps go a little bit faster. Not even faster really, but if you kind of make the fabric go where you want it to before you take it to the pressing board, it's a little bit easier to press, I think. Okay. So I'm going to juice these guys up. And then we'll get the iron over here and press all of these pieces. All right. Come on, ironing board. And we'll give this guy a press. I'm pressing the top and bottom out rows, the end pieces, so I'm going to press the middle in. So when we put this whole block together, they'll nest really nicely. So one little tip here, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but my green piece somehow became just a smidgen shorter, less than 1/8 of an inch than my side piece. So what I made sure to do is line it up across the top, and then I'll hide this in the seam allowance. So just a little tip on how you can hide little things like that that might happen. It's better to have your outer edges even and hide that stuff in the center, because then when you put your blocks together, you're not going to have like the wrong size pieces going together. So just a little tip on how to fix that if that happens to you. Okay, so our top and bottom rows are done. I'm going to put these pinwheels together, and then after we put this together, we'll press it and then add our side pieces. So this part in the center gets a little bulky, so you might want to, if you don't like all that bulk, you might want to press it open, or if you know how to spin your seams, that people call it, you can do that. Or if you're like me and you like the Acorn Easy Press solution, the magic juice that I call it, which I'm putting on now, you can use that, because that actually makes it super flat even when there's a bump like this. So okay, just gonna hold that in the center for a minute because it's thick there. And this is why I love the Acorn, because even with that spot in the middle, all those seams coming together, it is still flat. Okay, so that's done. Wow, that is looking really pretty. Okay, I really like this block. So I'm just going to add these pieces, and then we'll press those in since we pressed these out. And then our block is, we just need to add the top and bottom row and it's done. Very pretty. This was a really nice sew along this time. Not they always are, but this fabric really makes me happy. And of course I love star blocks, so if you cut everything week 1, this went together really fast each week. So it's nice to have sort of a easier, faster project when you're doing a lot of big quilts all the time. So this was a good one. I've heard some people refer to it as like a palette cleanser, which I think is a really cute term for it. So this was our palette cleanser. But I am really excited to see what Fort Worth has in store for us next, because they always have a next project. Don't know what it is yet. But they're always so good that I can't wait to see what the next one is. So, all right. Press this guy. My juice is running out. I need to refill my thing. All right. I'm going to give this guy a press. Again, pressing these in. And I'm pressing them in also, not because it's less bulky, because honestly it's probably more bulky doing it this way, but because I didn't want to lose the point on the flying geese. And sometimes if you press away from the point, if you're just right there and it looks like you might lose it, you can see it again. So if you can, try to press away from your flying geese points. All right. Now we can add the top and bottom row. And then we get to put this whole project together. It's exciting. Alright. Get that started, and then we'll nest our seams. And this is the one that was like less than 1/8 of an inch shorter, so I'm just compensating for that here a little bit. Don't know why it got shorter, but it was. But you shouldn't be able to tell once I open it up. Now, this is the first project that I've done in a really long time that I have not starched the fabric, and I can definitely tell the difference because this fabric has frayed quite a bit. But I had not done a project, like I said, for a while without starching, so, oh, that's not gonna work. So I thought I would try. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to starching because there's threads everywhere. And I'm going to throw this on my long arm. I've already got a design in mind when we're all done. And so I'm going to have to trim some threads for a while before I can do that. Starch or best press, either one works to help kind of control some of the fraying. Oh, this block looks so pretty. Okay. I really like this star. Have to remember to do that, to put a pinwheel in the middle of a star. Okay. One more sew on. Now after we get this block all sewn, gather up all your other blocks and your sashing strips that are going to go in between your blocks. And we're going to put those together. Sorry if I misspeak because I don't have the directions right in front of me here as I'm sewing, but I believe they're 2" by 12.5" pieces. But like I said, don't quote me. I could have the width wrong. Okay. There we go. Oh, so pretty. All right. Give this a press. And let me grab this piece. Yes, they're 2" by 12.5" pieces, so that's our sashing strips. So you're going to put those in between all the blocks as shown in the diagram, or if you want your blocks in a different order, feel free. As you know, we made 2 of each of the other blocks, but only 1 of this, so this is the center block. But if you want to be different, do what you like. It's your piece. All right. This block is so pretty. I can see why she called it the sweet star block. Although I still think the sour star block is not sour. We should call it the smiley block. All right, so here's this block all done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add these sashing pieces between all of the other blocks. And of course, I don't have enough space here to show you the whole thing. But I did sew a couple of them together already to show you. So this is the sour star block. And this is the squared, lemon squared block. So you're going to put one on the end, put your sour star block, another sashing strip, lemon squared, and then I'm going to add this sashing strip to this guy, and then attach it here. And then you're going to go the reverse order. Square, and then the sour is going to be on the end. So each of the sour blocks is going to have 2 sashing strips. The lemon square is going to have 1, and then this one's going to be right in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on here. And if we did this right, this strip should be just the right size. Try to be careful not to cut off my points on my star. Now you can sew it from the back side if you want to make sure you don't cut off those points. But I'm kind of looking at the fabric through the white, because I can kind of see through it a bit, so I'm hoping I didn't cut those points off. Nope, good. All right. So I'm going to press this, and you can press this whatever way you want. There's nothing nesting with these, so it's just your preference. I like to press it out again away from the points, just so if your point is super close, you can make it reappear. All right. So, clean some of this off of here. This block is ready to attach to this piece, which already has the sour star and the lemon squared. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these together. Oh, my needle came unthreaded. That won't work. It really stinks getting older. It's a lot harder to see the thread. I'm going to cut my thread because it's got a little bit of frayed edge. And I can barely see the needle to put this through. Does my Janome have a needle threader? Yes. Have I ever been able to get it to work? No. So, probably should start keeping a needle threader right next to my sewing machine. Okay. Not too bad there. Have you ever tried threading your needle and it takes like 10 minutes and you're just so frustrated? Maybe not. Maybe it's just me, but... Alright. Because I figure by the time I try to find my needle threader that I would already have it threaded 10 minutes later. And then I just get mad at myself that I just didn't go find it. Alright, there's another point there to watch for. Good, we didn't lose that point. Yay. That's a good thing. Give this guy a press. All these little loose threads. I'll clean those all up later. I'm just going to get the obvious ones right now that are sticking out of the seam like that. All right. So I'm going to continue on finishing or adding the rest of the blocks to this. So, like I said before, you're going to have your sour star, which is the one with the corners that have print fabric. Then you're going to have your lemon squared, and then your sweet star, and then we're going to put another lemon squared, and then the sour star again at the end. So I'm going to finish sewing these together, and we'll come back and we'll finish the borders. Okay, so I've got all my blocks sewn together here with the sashing strips in between and on the ends. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our border on the long sides, because we've already got it on the sides, the short sides. So I added one piece here. It's all the way down. This thing's big, long. It's hard to show you the whole thing. But I've got it all the way down on one side. So you should have 4 2-inch by width of fabric strips. So you're going to want to sew 2 sets of those together. So I joined it there. You can join it diagonally or straight, however you like. There's plenty of fabric to do it either way. And then you're going to attach those to either side. So like I said, I already did this one. They're going to be too long, so you can trim it. If you want to measure and trim ahead of time, you can, or you can just sew it on and trim at the end, which is what I usually do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and add that second white border to this side. After we get this done, we're going to press it and then get ready to add the last border to finish up this table runner. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this, and then I'll be back and we'll add that last border. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. We've got the main part of our table runner done with all the white borders or the background borders on and ready to go for the next step. One more step left before we can quilt it and bind it. So you should have 2 fabrics left. You should have your fabric with words, and you should have this fabric here. This one is for the binding, so I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to grab the fabric with words, and this is going to be our last border, and then we can quilt it and bind it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut one of these strips in half. You should have 5 of these strips. One you're going to cut in half, and that's going to be your end pieces on the end of this quilt top or this table runner. This is a really long table runner. So you're going to put one piece here and one piece on the other end, and then you're going to take the other 4 strips and sew them in pairs, so 2 and 2, and those are going to be your last border pieces. Now, this fabric is directional. If you don't have a problem with directional fabrics, like OCD people, then you probably don't need to pay such close attention, but I do. So I'm going to make sure that all of my that all my fabrics are going the same direction. So you can either make your words go, you know, in, or turn around and make them go out, whichever way you like. I think I'm going to have mine where the words are, let's see, here's the piece, and the words are like going to go like in towards the table runner. So I think that's going to look the best. All right, so I'm going to clip this in half, and then we will sew this on either end of this, and then we'll do the sides, and then we're almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and sew these. Again, we're sewing one of these on either end. Do the ends first. Okay. And then you're going to take the other strips, which you'll have 2 of them sewn together, and do the long sides just like you did the white. All right, so let me get these on and I'll come back and I'll show. All right, here it is. Sunshine on my mind, all done. Oops, grab it. Got those beautiful borders. We've got our sour star, our lemon squared, our sweet star, and then our sour star, or our lemon squared, and then our sour star again. I love these borders with the words. I love fabric with words. It's so pretty. This is such a sweet project. I just love it. And this is a really long table runner. Gorgeous. Love it. All right. I am not tall enough for you guys to see the whole thing because my arm span isn't long enough. So that's it for Sunshine on My Mind. Thanks for sewing with me. This block is so pretty. I cannot wait to see what their next one is. So, you know, stay tuned to my channel, because as soon as they tell me and I'm allowed to tell you, I will let you know here on my channel what the next project is. Ooh, I'm itchy from all the the dust around here with all the threads and stuff. Thank you again to Fort Worth Fabric Studio and Jody over there for your beautiful projects. I'm going to get this on the long arm hopefully later today. Yay. And then I'm hoping I will have it done before, you know, unless their next project is announced tomorrow, which I don't think it will be. I will have it done before the next project, and I'll bring it back and show you guys in the announcement video. So I thought that would be a good way to keep me on track to get this done. Although I'm really excited about this for summer for my the top of my dresser in my bedroom. I can't put it anywhere else in my house because I have little boys and they like to take things like this and use them as like capes. So this is too pretty for them to use. So I'm going to put this in my bedroom on my dresser. And if you don't like table runners, another thing you could use for this is to use it as a bed runner. So you could put it at the bottom of your bed on top of a quilt or something like that for the summer. I have a white quilt for the summer, so this would be really pretty there too. That actually might be something I consider. So great project, went together really fast and easy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for the next Fort Worth Fabric Studio mystery project right here on my channel. See you soon. Bye.